Welcome back, everybody. It's episode 22 of the What's He On About Cricket podcast. We've had a hiatus, we've had a break, but we're back in full force to take on the County Championship preview. We're going to come up with the few key stories of the County Championship in 2025. We're going to look at Ben McKinney at Durham, Hampshire's lack of James Vince, and also Glamorgan taking on Shower Bashir as a loanee. We're going to look at the battle for round one, what to look out for, and have a little think about the question of does playing well in the county championship carry the same weight in terms of England Test selection? And then we'll end it off with guess the England Test cricket legend. And clue number one, we'll start as you think about it throughout the show, is he's got his best bowling figures for England in Test cricket of 6 for 65. That's the Mr. England Test cricketer. Remember, the fewer clues you get on, the better, as you embrace the episode of What Is He On About? So, as we look forward to the County Championship of 2025, we begin with story number one, Ben McKinney at Durham. The 20-year-old is 6'7". This lad is giving off massive Zach Crawley vibes as he embraces the Bazball culture of getting on top of the bounce and smashing good length balls to all parts of the ground. This lad has humongously long levers. His arms are so long, and any ball that goes in the arc of Ben McKinney gets deleted over mid-wicket for a massive six. But that's not what Ben McKinney's about. He's been brilliant so far for Durham. He's had a short first-class career where he scored 200 runs at an average of 27, but it included a great knock of 121, which first started to raise the eyebrows of some pundits and some fans. But this lad really took it up to the next level as he got brought on the England Lions tour to Australia. And England were under the pump against Australia. And then Ben McKinney rocked it up and he got 110 of 110 balls. Ben McKinney against Australia a side which included a few Australia professional players in there too. And Ben McKinney just swept them aside, showing the absolute class of this man. He's captain the England under-19s, and Ben McKinney is a serious talent that everyone needs to look out for in 2025, and especially at Durham, who look to be a real good side up on the rise that could challenge at the top of Division 1. Ben McKinney has to be on the conscience of all county cricket fans. But in terms of where he could go next, could he push for an English spot this summer in the Test team? Well, the consensus of pundits, the consensus of the Durham coach is that it is too early. Too early for the young man. We've seen stories like Hasib Hamid absolutely gutting how someone's career can look so incredibly great from a young perspective. Hasib Hamid got brought in. He ended his career pretty early with a bad broken finger, and he never looked the same cricketer again. Ben McKinney, we can't have one of those similar career arcs for Ben McKinney. That is absolutely off the table. Give him time. Let him get runs at Durham. That's what Ben McKinney needs. And if he does that for the next couple of years, then rocks up to the Test team as a complete player at 6'7", he could be terrific. But nonetheless, he's piling the pressure on Zach Crawley, as is a few other openers in Test cricket. But Ben McKinney has to be on the conscience of all county cricket fans, all you fans listening to this podcast right now. Make sure to give it a 5-star review if you are enjoying it. Story number two, James Vince at Hampshire. This man, he is absolutely pivotal to the Hampshire side. He's been the captain for the last 10 years, but he's out of the county championship. Hampshire are without their leading run scorer from 2024, 2023, 2022, and 2021. James Vince, he has been absolutely pivotal over the last few years, and his exit from the county championship has been due to various personal reasons, but also Also, under ECB's new rules and regulations, Vince has decided to take the Pakistan Super League over English red ball cricket this summer. And the question is, will that affect Hampshire? The answer is yes, in capital letters. Yes, it will. Vince's stats in 2024, we know he was the leading run scorer as he scored about 1,000 runs last year in first class cricket. He's averaging 49 last year. But they're not just going to lose his runs, they're going to lose his leadership. This man has taken Hampshire to top three finishes in County Division 1 in the last 3 years. That is going to be a huge hole missing in the Hampshire lineup, who have performed so well in county championships of late. Then the question arises. We know Ben Brown is going to take the captaincy, so there's that spot filled. However, how are we going to fill that batting spot? Well, Ben Brown will, with the captaincy, take up a spot in that middle order. He's been there already. He's averaged about 41, I believe, in 2024. But then we've got the likes of Liam Dawson and Nick Gubbins, averaging 59 and 55, respectively, in 2024. And they've scored a combined 2,000 runs last year. So those two lads are not going to shy away from the opportunity that a lack of James Vince brings. However, one spot remains, which I believe will be filled by Tom Prest. This man had a brilliant 2024. He's been slowly being brought into that first team side, and with a 2024 that included 600 runs at an average of 49 from his 10 games, there's no reason why this guy can't fill the big boots of James Vince. Tom Prest loves to whack it, as does James Vince, and I think that is quite a beautiful little switchover, that if Tom Prest can just be the man to fill the boots, I think it could be an excellent swap. Yes, they're going to miss James Vince. Yes, it's going to take a lot of time to get over that hole. But if Hampshire, can get enough momentum, if they can get some early wins and some early runs in that middle order, they could really pick up from where they left off. So yes, they are losing their best batter. Yes, they are losing their skipper for the last decade, who scored over 22,000 runs for Hampshire in all formats. But Hampshire batters, they've got their work cut out, but I think they can do it. A lot of strong batters in there, which I believe can do it. But they've got their work cut out nonetheless. Story number 3. One of my favourite stories of the week. Well, of the last few weeks. Hampshire and Bashir has been loaned out to Glamorgan from Somerset for 3 games at the start of the season. How can someone be? There's a TikTok and an Instagram Reels on this, so make sure to go and check it out and give it a like. Give us a follow on those platforms. But how can you be first choice pick for England, but third choice for Somerset? He's getting picked behind Jack Leach and Archie Vaughan, the 19-year-old. Yes, he's an all-rounder, but nonetheless, he is a spinner. Hampshire and Bashir is not getting ahead of him at Somerset. However, he gets picked first choice for England. Bazball and Stokes really do see something in Hampshire and Bashir that not many other people really do. But nonetheless, he has the opportunity at Glamorgan to impress. Hampshire and Bashir is replacing the injured Mason Crane, and he comes up against Leicestershire in his first game for Glamorgan. It's a great opportunity. It's a terrific opportunity for Hampshire and Bashir, and he needs a confidence boost after a winter of absolute heat from the pundits, from people watching on. There's a lot of heat being thrown Hampshire and Bashir's way, especially after his 3 games in Australia for England Lions. He got 4 wickets in the 6 innings he played down under in Australia for the England Lions, and he bowled at an average of 68.5. Not particularly strong. Yes, that was a development tour. Yes, we can't look purely at the stats for a tour like that. However, Hampshire and Bashir, you'd expect him to put in some better results than that, wouldn't you? And then we look at his first class record. Not even first class, his county championship record from 2024 for Surrey. He played 6 innings there as well. And he went at an average of 94 for Somerset. And then it really does make you think, maybe there is that reason why Hampshire and Bashir is not getting picked at Somerset. But actually, why is he the number 1 spinner for England? Well, England see his height, they see his trajectory, and they really think that they could mould a spinner here into one of the all-time greats. However, it's not yet coming into fruition. That is for sure. And Shah Bashir needs a good confidence boost. And everyone would love to see him get some serious polls in Glamorgan in Cardiff this weekend so he can head into that English summer with some wickets under his belt. Shah Bashir needs a good start to 2025 and I believe he can get one at Glamorgan versus Leicestershire and the other two fixtures to come. Now the bonus story that you didn't hear into in the introduction is Johnny Bairstow. What a beautiful story. The 35-year-old has taken over as Yorkshire first-class cricket captain. Absolutely beautiful story that from Johnny Bairstow. And what makes it even better is he's carrying on from his father. His father was captain for Yorkshire 40 years ago, and now Johnny Bairstow is taking up the role. And it makes you think, doesn't it? Could Johnny Bairstow still have a future in English Test cricket? If he performs, could he make his way back into the Test team? I don't think so. However, what I do think is he could play ODI cricket again for England. Absolutely. And could that armband for Yorkshire suggest that maybe Bairstow could be brewing up to be the ODI captain, the white ball captain? Who knows? God, I'd love to see that, wouldn't you? Johnny Bairstow as the ODI England captain, as a 35-year-old? That would be brilliant. But the battle to watch in round one of the county championships comes between two of the top runners, Surrey and Essex. These two go head to head on an April wicket in Chelmsford. And it really, really does scream Sam Cooke versus the Surrey top order. Sam Cooke on his home ground in Essex this year could be absolutely lethal. He took 43 wickets last year at an average of 17 in the county champs. So could Sam Cooke tear down Folkes, Pope, Smith, Rory Burns, Dom Sibley, all these unbelievable Surrey batters that can all somehow fit into a batting lineup? Could Sam Cooke tear them all down? Essex versus Surrey, not Sussex, Surrey is going to be an absolute battle for the ages. What a way to kick off this county championship, Division 1 in particular. Now, I just want to cover this question, which is it's been gnawing away at me. Does the county championship still matter in terms of England Test selection? We know we love to watch the county championship. However, does playing well in the county championship still carry the same weight? Well, Bethel's a prime example of why it doesn't carry the same weight. He got picked for England off a first class, the England Test team, after averaging 25 in first class cricket with no hundreds. He was picked purely on talent and his white ball cricket. All right. And it does rock the boat of the county championship and makes you think, actually, should I play well here or should I go abroad like James Vincent and smash the Pakistan Super League to bits and get runs? No. But another example, similar to Jacob Bethel, is the likes of John Turner and Sonny Baker being picked in the England Lions squad. Coaches raving about them, pundits raving about them, and actually they hardly got any first-class record, and they are picked purely based on talent. I guess you could argue that the England Lions is about picking a mix of young talent and players playing well currently in first-class cricket. However, talking of John Turner and Sonny Baker maybe being picked in, John Turner in particular, being picked in England Test sides to go to Australia, all of a sudden it really affects how we see county championship and how we see playing well in the county championship. And does it have that same weight? Well, there is the other hand. And Sam Cooke, as we mentioned earlier, he's averaged actually 16 over the last 5 years. And he is only really being just introduced to the England Lions squad. So it seems impossible for players who aren't in that tight-knit group of players in the England Lions squad and England Test team in those central contracts to get in. It seems impossible. So it raises the question, doesn't it? Is Bazball, is this ethos undermining the credibility of the county championship? Well, Rob Key has argued against that. He said absolutely not. Sam Cooke is probably going to get a good shot at it this year. But it is important that strong county championship fixtures, these performances, they need to get recognised and they need to get selected for in Test cricket. Absolutely pivotal. Now we come on to the final part of the show. Guess the England Test cricketer. You had it beforehand. Clue number one was best bowling figures of 6 to 65. they were the best bowling figures. Remember, the fewer clues you get it on, the better. If you enjoyed the podcast, make sure to leave a 5-star review as we move on to clue number 2. 255 wickets taken across his career. 255. He had a good career. Pretty good career. That's clue number 2. Clue number 3, well done if you think you got it already. He's got a nickname. Clue number 3, the nickname is Chin. 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 The thing on your face. The chin. That's the nickname. Then, clue number 4. Clue number 4. He made his debut in 2008. Then his career abruptly ended in 2013. Mid-series. That's clue number 4. Maybe you think you've got it. Maybe you think, yep, that's the man. But finally, clue number 5. Right arm off spinner for England. There it is. 255 wickets. Nickname of Chin. Best bowling figures of 6 for 65. Career debut in 2008. Then ending it mid-series in 2013. The right arm off spinner is Graham Swan. I hope you enjoyed, everyone. I hope you got that final answer. And I hope you're all absolutely pumped for the County Championship 2025. See you all later, everyone. And I hope the question got answered of what is he on about.